The Light That Meant Death, The Twilight Zone, Season 1, Episode 19, The Purple Testament, Infantry Platoon, Philippine Islands, 1945. A world where light falls unevenly, half on the mud, half on the mind. Rod Serling opens the episode with his painter's palette: earth brown, dust grey, blood red, beard black, and fear yellow-white. He calls it the province of combat. But what he's really describing is not geography, it's consciousness. The faces of war are the faces of belief itself, the purple of war. The title comes from Richard II. He has come to open the purple testament of bleeding war. Purple, the color of kingship, becomes the color of blood. In metaphysical terms, it's the ego's parody of royalty, the Son of God crowned in guilt instead of glory. The Purple Testament is the body's testimony that separation is real. And every soldier who bleeds is an echo of that first imagined war. The war against heaven. Lieutenant Fitzgerald and the light. Lieutenant William Fitzgerald, or Fitz, suddenly gains the ability to see a glow on the faces of men about to die. At first it seems supernatural, but it's psychological. The mind projecting its private script. Each light is a confession of belief. I still believe death is real. Fitz has stopped questioning what he sees, and that makes it law. Once the symbol becomes unquestioned, the universe must mirror it back. He tells Captain Riker, "It's not odd, Captain, it's nightmare." And he's right. Nightmare is what happens when the mind forgets it is dreaming. 5 men die exactly as he predicts, and instead of freeing him, it chains him. He calls it proof, but it's really reinforcement, the loop of guilt proving itself true. The transfer of belief. When Riker removes his wedding ring after hearing Fitz's prophecy, the metaphysics sharpen. The ring is union, the circle of life, connection, eternity. Removing it is symbolic divorce from the living mind. Riker's death isn't foretold, it's agreed upon. The moment he accepts Fitz's vision as truth, he joins it. That's how belief works. The ego declares a law and the body rushes to obey. Fitz thinks he's witnessing fate, but he's witnessing faith misplaced. Faith in fear instead of spirit. Faith in separation instead of oneness. The loop of proof. When Fitz writes down the names of the dead, he is building a theology of fear. 4 names, 4 bodies, and the ego calls it science. This is proof, it says. The law of death is irrefutable. But proof in the ego's courtroom is just circular reasoning. I believed it, so it happened, and because it happened, I believe it even more. The universe never contradicts belief, it only reflects it. That's why miracles aren't about changing form, they're about changing meaning. Change the interpretation, and the image changes too. Fitz has faith in his own nightmare, and the mirror responds. Yes, Lieutenant, you're right, not in truth, but in dream. The last reflection. When Fitz sees the light on his own face, it's not death approaching, it's awareness arriving. The mirror finally turns around. He realizes the war was never out there. It was always in here. The Jeep ride is the journey every mind takes after believing its own prophecies. You drive down the road of time, avoiding mines you laid yourself. And then you hear the explosion, not of death, but of truth breaking through denial. War stinks, Riker had said, and he was right. But the stench was never from blood, it was from fear. Fear is the smoke of a burning belief that never existed. And when the light finally returns to its true meaning, it no longer marks death, it dissolves it. Rod Serling's closing line, He has come to open the purple testament of bleeding war. But metaphysically speaking, that testament was never written by God, only by the ego's hand. And for Lieutenant Fitzgerald, the testament is closed. Because you cannot see the light of death and live. You can only see the light of life and wake up.